guess what? We're finally back at this car again. We've got some more stuff that needs to be fixed to get this one saved. Alright, hey, I do have 3 videos on this, going over a lot of the stuff that we had, that I had done to it. Okay, right now this thing had the engine bay painted, the front and rear bumper covers were painted, the engine was going over, the timing belt was done, all the gaskets were replaced, everything was cleaned up. I think I put new lower control arms in this one. You know, but now we're at the point where we're finally actually got time to get back to this because of all the other projects that we took on, and well, just winter in general. So right now we're kind of down to the fact that we really have to replace this here. This ended up turning out to be an issue that needs to be addressed. We have a damaged computer plug here. This thing was also having issues with the ABS wanting to click. So I think, you know, we got open relays in here. I think what I did was I pulled the fuse out just to stop it from doing it, just to try to get some eliminations on what was going on. So we have those issues that need to be taken care of. Inside the car, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. We have, man, look at this. I don't know what was going on here. Just some very severe issues. Pop this out. Here. Look at this. We had all kinds of stripped wire back underneath this hood, or underneath this dash cover. I also noticed that, which one is this here? Is it this one? One of these right here. This cable here, I'm sure, I don't know if you can see in, but it's not pushing the cable through. So we have a damaged cable right there on the end, so that stuff needs to be replaced. So basically what I'm going to be working on doing is, right now for this car, is I'm swapping out the entire dash. I'm just eliminating any problems that I have with that right there. So we actually have a dash right here that has all good wiring, no damage, that's actually ready to go in. I don't have the piece for this, but I do have some, well, we got a bunch of parts in the back, but I have dug out 05 wiring harnesses, and they're actually in the trunk, so I'll probably hook the battery up and hit the trunk release. I'll get that open. I mean, we have this mess here that needs to come off this window, but that's going to be part of our detail. So like I said, with that being said, we're going to work on getting this dash out. We need to get this thing up in the air. We are replacing the ABS unit also on this car. Like I said, that's damaged. So we'll be pulling everything out of this area to get down into there to replace that. So I'll have to undo the trans mount, lower this side down so I can get that out. Replace it with something that you know is good, so that you know, you don't have problems with it. It's just kind of getting in there and eliminating everything. Like, I could put the dash in and see if that works, and, you know, replace this end, but you know, why do that? I'll just replace the whole front harness. That way I know I got something in here that's good. We'll be eliminating all this. We'll get our nice ends on. You know, it takes a lot of time to try to fix everything that everybody's damaged over the years on some of these cars. So those are going to be our major things that we're going to be doing. I also have, where are they at? Right here. This car actually has both outer tie rods were faulty on this car. So I got 2 new outer tie rod ends to put on it. And then we're going to be down to 4 new tires, and alignment, and a complete detail on this car. And hopefully, just hopefully, we'll have everything fixed. It just seems like every time I turn around, I'm finding something else that I'm not happy with that I'm having to address. So, but the plan is to have a nice car when we're done that someone will be able to enjoy. Man, so much work. All right, normal guys. 2 bolts, 2 bolts, 2 bolts on the far side, 2 up here. There's 2 up here, and unplug your door harnesses. I pop this out when I pull my wheel. What else? Yeah, pull this. Here's the, you can see how bent the climate control piece is here now. You can see we have tape all over our radio antenna. You can see we got a mess here, a very big mess up here. I don't know, I mean, like, this car has some serious wiring problems, so we're fixing them by eliminating them. So that's just how you do it. Dash is ready to come out. I'm going to pull this thing out. Then we got to work on getting the front harness out. And once we do that, then we got to get the ABS unit out. We'll be reinstalling the ABS unit. Hopefully we don't find too much more wrong with this thing, and we can get everything back together. It's just, every time I turn around, it's something with this car. And I think this is going to be like the last largest hurdle on this one. So new windshield. I mean, it's just, it's never ending when you're trying to fix these things. These poor cars have such terrible lives. The only reason why I'm even bothering with this one, there's no rust. It's just, the body's nice. It had potential. I just couldn't let it die. So I'm gonna get this dash out. Yeah, the clip. I get this dash out and start working on the other stuff. I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, anyone that ever said getting this harness out was fun didn't know what they were talking about. So it runs back through here, plugs into your air conditioning, plugs into the ABS sensor over here, runs up alongside, has a bunch of push clips in it. I'm not sure what I'm stuck on here. AC thing. Alright. So you have all this. If we can get it out of here. There we go. Alright. Then it goes to your headlights. Then it runs over here, plugs into everything over here. Alright. Goes down across underneath the very bottom, runs down through here. This is actually part of the harness right there. So that's got to get fed down. Then it runs underneath, comes up over here, feeds all your computer, headlights. I mean, look, this thing's like all taped together. It's just an entire mess. I did try to clean some of this up. Plugs into your reverse lights down here. Plugs into your engine harness up here. And then down through here, okay? So I'm slowly working on trying to get stuff out of the way to actually get this whole thing out, which I probably should have did this before I even stuck the engine in. But without knowing, you know, we had these issues, I just kind of put this thing together. Yeah, so we got this one here in the way. So twist that off there, get that one off. So we got to get the rest of this harness pushed up over through here, and that'll release this, okay? Now inside here, we had this out. This here needs to go fed out through. This right here needs fed out through. This one here, and this one here, which I'm not quite sure why they had connectors going here. And while I was doing that, I think I have an issue here with this push rod. So I'm just going to double check that. It actually looks like it might be bent up here a little bit. I'm just, you know, like I said, in other cars, this stuff like crumbles right apart. So, I mean, it's the insulation for the firewall. It eliminates noise, holds heat back. It's actually quite deteriorated in this car. Extremely deteriorated. So, like I said, I still got to replace this. We didn't get that out, but we're at the point where we need to get this harness is at the point where it's getting ready to go out through. I don't know if you can see a little bit of light there, maybe up top here, starting to peek through. So we're getting everything pulled out to actually remove that. I have two of them here. Like I said, it's 05 is its own year. So I have two of them here. Neither one of these is 100% perfect. Like one might need, you know, like this end and the fog light put on, and I know the other side, one of them might need like the horn plug. So I know they're good on here. All the lights were working. It's just this thing had other issues, so hopefully that straightens everything out. I got my co-partner here helping out again today. Yes, what are you doing? Black cat, black car. I guess it's fitting. So let's get this thing, this wiring the rest of the way out of here, and then we'll be down to the point of getting this ABS unit out of the way. Definitely nothing easy about getting this wiring out of here. So like I said, I had to drop the transmission down so that I could get in here and get this transmission, the ABS unit out of the way. And then you have your O2 sensor, your power steering pressure sensor, your ABS sensor, I don't know, this sensor, that plug, this plug, that plug. All go down in behind here, all right? Then you have your ABS that actually plugs into that module. And you can actually finally start pulling that piece out of there. And, you know, get this part out. What fun. Okay, well, we skipped through a couple spots here. Well, I just got it. What happened was, you know what I mean? You just get working. You don't think about getting the camera out. You want to get this thing back together to a certain point. We did drop the transmission down out. We did completely remove our harness. We actually have another one installed. We did swap out the master cylinder and the ABS unit from another car that I knew was good. Because like I said, this thing was clicking and I had the fuses removed. You know, we got everything down in here. There was a couple things that needed to be fixed on the other harness that I had. Someone had wired in a plug for the second O2 at one time. So they had some of that stuff kind of screwed up. So I just kind of cleaned that up a little bit. Where's that? There was another plug. The one plug, I'll show you on this other harness here. I don't know if it's because it had a sunroof or what. If you look down in here, you can see a little bit of green. And this is the one that plugs in the driver's side kick panel. So I don't know if moisture got into these up inside there. So, you know, there was a problem there also. Not on this car, but off of the ones that I had swapped. I had here sitting. I had two other ones to choose from. This is the dash that I'm prepping to put back in. We had a normal melted up multi-function switch plug, so I'm swapping in a nicer one. I'm just pinning that out. I actually have a video for that, so if you guys want to check that out, you can. Oh my goodness. So everything's up through. I got everything plugged in back up to the AC unit over here. We have this harness here that's coming up over to plug into this stuff. We got to get in here yet. Let me see here. Like I said, right now I'm down to the point of, I mean, I got to plug in a couple things, but mostly everything is finished up here in the front. I got the other one in. I got to hook up the ground. Now this one I just had here because they had something, you know, there's supposed to be that one here, but you know, I don't know. Somebody like stripped it off or whatever through the life of this car. So we're going to find a suitable spot to ground this because we don't want to see this one when you're popping our hood. Definitely don't want to see that. So like I said, we're prepping our dash. We're fixing our harness end. Here's the dash we did pull out. I pulled the end off of this one because I did actually have this. This one was actually replaced. It was nice. Like I said, you know, they have paint all over this. This had stuff wired in here at one time. I'm sure I can find some more. I mean, look at the whole top of this. All that wiring was just terrible, terrible. All right, and then there's one more thing. Let me think, where was it? I don't think it was that one. It's this one back here. This is the harness that I did pull out of here. So I'm kind of curious, you know, what someone had modified here at one time. They burnt something up or shorted something out. Like I said, see, we got relays that are open. So someone was playing with electrical issues with this car at one time. So like I said, we had, where's it at? This one here was damaged. Oh man, yeah. And inside, where's it at? Inside into our OBD2 port, they were tapping in for something here. Kind of not exactly something you want to do, because especially if you're tuning, you don't need to be having shorts and stuff there. So all stuff to look out for if you're working on something. So we're still at this point. Like I said, I have to change out this cable yet. I'm going to try to get this firewall insulation to look a little bit better. You know what I mean? I'm going to throw some tape on it like I usually do. Just kind of try to hold it back in place. You know, here's our bolts so we can put everything back together. Our clips. I still got to feed a couple things through over there. I inspected my my push rod. All that stuff seems to look pretty decent. So, you know, basically we're at the point of getting this thing reassembled. Like I said, it's another day today. And I'm finally getting back onto this. Got the heater fired up. It's starting to warm things up. So we're going to get this dash prepped. We have to do some stuff inside the car to get it to the point where we can get everything installed in here and, you know, just kind of go from there. I'll keep you updated. All right, so I'm not sure where I was at, but we have the fuse box harnesses in, our ABS unit, our master cylinder's been replaced. All of our wiring is fed through, plugged into our AC, you know, all that good stuff. We got our sensors plugged in down underneath. Our ABS sensors are plugged in. We just need to start bleeding this thing out. We have our dash completely ready. I did switch over a nice plug here for that. So this thing is actually ready to go back into the car. Still, we got everything here. Look, all the wires are tucked back in where they need to go. I kind of did a little bit of cleaning up with the lower part there on the firewall insulation, but this stuff's just tough to deal with. I just have to dig out the cable right there and get that cable replaced and make sure that all of that is functioning and install the dash. I've already got the new key installed here. I did get the ECM is installed with the bracket. All that stuff's ready to go. You know, we have some parts back here. We have the rest of our parts here. Inner fender wells. I got to get together a boost gauge, which I have over here on the other side, to put into the dash. And just, you know, get together a couple clips. And, you know, my plan is to have this whole front end installed. The bumper cover reinstalled on here. Both these headlights, I need to clean this one up over here a little bit. It looks like it should clean up pretty good. This one down here looks good. I just had to get a replacement rubber for it. Luckily I had one of those sitting back. And you know, fire this thing up, make sure the ABS isn't going click 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 click. Make sure the radio and everything else works. I'm probably going to do a little video on installing the vacuum lines. That way I can actually have that covered, because I've been requested that for a bunch of times. So, you know, just here's some of the stuff. Hopefully tomorrow, or by tomorrow or Tuesday, I'll have this thing finished up. I got a couple things to do on another one yet, but this restoration is pretty close to being complete on this car. Luckily, oh yeah, I forgot, we got the 2 outer tie rod ends that need to go on yet. So we'll get those on. Like I said, that's why the front wheels are off, and we do have to bleed the entire brake system. So I'm doing a complete flush of the brake fluid. So this thing will have all fresh brake fluid, all fresh oil, coolant, transmission fluid. Everything's going to be done. I might even do the clutch. I don't know how it looks. I'll check it while I'm in here, since I'll have, you know, quarts of brake fluid out pumping through this thing. So one step at a time. Hopefully I won't find anything else that I'm not happy with, that I feel needs replaced on this. Once I get this thing up and going. Like I said, the brakes are fairly decent. I think the back brakes are actually pretty closer to new. And like I said, I just know I had some play in them. Tie rod ends, I got the control arms done. Man, now we're down to getting this thing cleaned up. And that includes getting that tin off that back window, cleaning and shampooing the interior of this car, getting all the windows cleaned up. You know, just kind of trying to make it look like a nice car again, since everything else is going to be mechanically fixed. So, all right. As soon as we get the dash in, I'll probably try to catch some video of that. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but it'll be a good update on this car as far as the restoration comes. I have that other black one that I'm saving. We do have a radio. We got the bezel to put in. There's a couple other things yet that need to be taken care of on that car. So there'll be video of that one to come. Okay, so update, good update. So we now have everything together. As you can tell, I got the other headlight in. I got all the wiring is plugged in. I just got done doing some testing here. That's why the battery's sitting there. Got a small list of stuff here we got to fix yet. So we have our new tie rod ends are on. Okay, they're good to go. Now, check this out. Everything is in here. I got stuff sitting in here so I can check stuff out. Keyed, powered everything up. Everything seems to be working. The window's working. All of my lights are working. I had to add a couple fuses because like I said, we swapped out a whole nother dash. We now have our temperature control stuff's working. We have a couple small things we got to do. I got to put those on the vacuum lines. So you're going to see a special video on that. We're down to getting the front end assembled, which I got to put these in the bumper cover, so I have to get those cleaned up. We do have, I thought they were in here. We do have the two new wheel wells yet to stick on here, but I did kind of want to just get this together because I wanted to end this video. So tomorrow I'm going to come out here. I'm going to finish my little list. This is what I come up with. Power steering, power passenger side mirrors not going up and down. The light and the boost gauge, and the heat temperature controls. I also have to put in the key lock cylinder here and the trunk yet, along with the front end, because I was just starting to make this here. So there's our list. I do have to get this wire here grounded in the correct place, and I also have to get oh yeah, we got to get those hood sprayers. All right, and we're getting a battery to stick in here because that's not the right one. So all that needs taken care of. We got to do a little bit of testing. The brakes are all bled out, all good fresh fluid flushed through the whole system. So that thing's ready to go. Like I said, here's all our junk. We replaced all this stuff, all this bad wiring, bad here. Like I said, I don't know what someone had going on here. That's kind of new to me. I never seen that. So a bunch of extra tape, all the fun stuff you find in an srt4 when you get them. So that's pretty good. These just came. These are actually for another car that I'm working on. I did get some LED headlight bulbs, so it'd be kind of cool to actually get those installed. We got a radio to install in another car. So I mean, we got a lot of stuff we got to get done. We actually are pretty much snow free outside, so that's awesome. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely coming together. So this is kind of part 4. We will have part 5. We got, like I said, we got a couple things to touch off on this to get together. But I mean, I'm just so much happier. I don't have ABS buzz. I don't have any of that noise. Everything, like I said, is working like it's supposed to. Man, it's just, yeah, look at that. Spare, empty ones. So I'll throw some spare fuses back in there because I know I got some. Our relays are all nice, you know what I mean? And like I said, just really, really nice. All right, man. Till the next one, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.